So hello everyone, I'm back with Robbie, my new partial silicone. So I gave him a bath and he's got new clothes on. I took him completely apart and cleaned him completely. I put him in the sink and gave him a complete bath. And I said that I wanted to repaint him, but I have found out the reason why he did not look right is person who had him, not before me, but I think before her, because she said he was as the way she got him. But they had tried to touch up his paint, and I guess they didn't think he had enough of color for them, and they touched him up with not silicone paint, and it was coming off, and when I washed him, it basically all came off. One of the things that they did touch up was his lips. So now his lips, since I washed him, they've went more paler. So and plus I did open his mouth. So if you watched my previous video of when I first got him, you would see that his lips were more redder and his mouth was closed. Now it's open. It goes all the way back to my knuckle. I still have a little bit more cleaning inside the dill, but it's pretty deep, but it's not real wide. So I do want to touch up his lips. I'm going to have to look and see. I really don't need the whole entire silicone kit paint. I just needed to touch up the lips, but I have to check in and see what I can do. If not, I might have to just buy the whole silicone paint kit to be able to touch up his lips, because his color to me is fine. I think he looks good. And like I said, I took him apart and I re-weighted him. Now he is, I don't know what he was before. I didn't really weigh him before I started re-weighting him. I re-weighted him and made him, he's more proportioned, right? Because he had weight in his arms and his legs, and you know, silicone has weight to it, so his head was heavy, but his body was like limp. All they had in it was stuffing and a little bit of plastic pellets. And so I re-weighted him. Now he is 5 pounds 2.5 ounces. And you can tell before when I picked him up, I had to hold him by his head, because if I didn't, now his head just flops back just a little bit like a baby. Before, his head would come all the way back here where my hand, if I did not support it, it just flopped over, just went boom. So now it's nice and supported. And like I said, his pacifier, he can take pacifiers now, and you've seen how deep it was, but he has a very narrow mouth. I followed his mouth like I've seen in videos of people opening silicone mouths. I followed his mouth and also opened it just a little tiny bit on the sides to give him the wideness, because he has a very narrow mouth. He has to have narrow pacifiers, basically like preemie. So I found a handful of pacifiers that are preemie, and I have a video up of well, I haven't put it up yet. I don't know if it'll be up before this one or after this one. It depends on when I load them and which one loads fast and gets up first. So I found a handful of pacifiers that work in his mouth, like the smoothies works pretty good in his mouth. And then you probably couldn't see that real well. My arm was probably in the way, but that goes in till it gets up there and it dislikes. But the diffrax, the small diffrax work pretty good. I'm trying to keep my arm out of the way for you can see. Now, since how I'm setting, there we go. There we go. One in good. See, the diffrax the small diffracts look really good on his face, and it fits. And this is another one. These are the Parent's Choice. The small Parent's Choice fits in his mouth pretty good. And it fits his face pretty good. But I think so like I said, I found a couple pacifiers that, like I said, there's another diffract. I got they're the small nipples. I think this is a Playtex. I think that's what this is, and it has the round nipple that can go into his mouth. That goes into his mouth. But I think I'm going to put the clear diffracts in his mouth because it goes with the outfit. Because I don't really have a blue pacifier for him except for this one, and it's a different color. Just to go with the outfit, I'm going to put the clear diffracts on. I'm still getting used to how to squeeze his mouth and put the pacifier in. And sometimes he does want to spit them back out. And he's also, I don't think he's not like the softest silicone. So, especially his head seems to be more not as soft as his hands. His hands are like, I mean, they're really flimsy, but his face seems to be a little bit more harder. So, I mean, sometimes it's like, if I don't squeeze the cheeks the perfect way and get it all the way open, the pacifier does not go in. Plus, I didn't powder the pacifiers. I didn't have no powder here right now. But I did, after I gave him his bath and put him together, I did powder him down and everything. So, I just wanted to show you what Robbie looked like after all the work was done. And you'll see him a little bit later. And for right now, I've decided to keep him as a boy. So, Brian and Daddy are getting what they wanted, because they wanted it to be a little boy, and I wanted it to be, I was thinking of making it as a little girl, but right now I think I'm deciding to make it a little boy. So, also there was another thing I did do. I thinned out his eyebrow, his eyelashes. He did not have eyebrows. I thinned out his eyelashes, and when I thinned them out, when I thinned them out, then they got to be where you could not see them, because the hair is so light, and when I made them thinner, you couldn't see them. So I went ahead and removed the eyelashes that were there, and I put in different eyelashes. I put a darker color in. You still can barely see them, but that's how I like my eyelashes. I like thin eyelashes. I don't like them the way they were. They were really, really, really thick. If you go back and watch the video, you should be able to see how thick his eyelashes were in the other videos. So I will take a couple pictures of him and post at the end of this video, so you can see still pictures of him, because sometimes still pictures show better than the video. So I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye bye.